Welcome to Learning to Code with Scratch, the Scratch Toolbox tutorial series brought to you by Robotics. Hey everybody, Lego Man Dan here. Welcome back to the Scratch Toolbox tutorial series. In episode 6, we showed you how to build a scoreboard so you can actually add scoring to your game. As I promised in there, we are also going to be adding a timer which will allow you to set an amount of time for the game. This tutorial will be a little bit shorter than our typical tutorials, but I do want to recap. Again, as I say in every episode, if you haven't watched everything leading up to this in the Toolbox tutorial series, this will give you a quick overview of how to do a scoreboard, but the Toolbox series actually allows you to learn all the basics of building a game from, pardon the pun, scratch. So make sure you go back and watch all the previous episodes so you understand where we are and how we're doing everything. We will be adding in some game code, so basically build a game from start to finish, but this gives you a toolbox of tools so you can build and create your own games. Just to recap a little bit, this game that we're doing with the scoreboard and the timer is a little bit of a fly ball baseball game where Scratch Cat is fielding balls before the big game. So we have our Scratch Cat here in the sprites. We have a baseball in the sprite that we've coded. And I created a backdrop. I'm going to click on it real quick just to kind of show you again. I created a backdrop and modified it so I could make the infield backdrop that is part of Scratch look like an outfield. Go back over here to the code, and I'll go through the code real quick. So the code for Scratch Cat sets our scoreboard to 0 at the start of the game with the green flag clicked. It has a forever loop, and we're moving Scratch Cat with just our mouse pointer. So when I click on the green flag, he moves around, and every time he hits the ball, it jumps to a new location. But that code is actually in the ball. So we'll put him back down here, If I click over on the ball, you can see, again, when green flag clicked, the ball goes to a random position, and then it waits to touch the cat. When it touches the cat, changes the score by 1, and then jumps to a new position. Okay? So that's basically how the code is going to work for this game. What I want to do, in addition to adding the scoreboard variable, I want to add a timer as well. So your game has some challenge to it. You can build multi-level games, which will allow you to speed up the timer or add more score at multiple levels, but we're just going to show you how to add a basic timer here. So first thing we need to do, we're going to go over to variables. Remember, we created our score variable here. We're going to click make a variable, and you can call this a number of things. I'm actually going to call it timer, but I want to do it with a capital T. And then I'm going to go ahead and make sure, again, it is selected for all sprites, which means it can be used with anything. Then we're going to go ahead and click OK. And as you will see, there is now a timer. And as I said in the score episode, you can put that timer anywhere you want. We can put that timer right on the pitching mound if we wanted. I actually kind of like it there. I'm going to move the score up to the middle now that I've got 2, so they're sort of lined up. You can see the timer at the bottom, see the score at the top, and that'll get you where you want to be. So it doesn't really matter where we put the timer. I typically try to put code in the primary sprite, which in this case would be Sprite Cat, just to make your life a little bit easier. And again, as I said in episode 6, when we were doing score, that with these videos, you will be able to break the code down sort of piece by piece. I could put all this code together under this one flag, but I want to just kind of separate it out, make it a little bit easier if you're brand new to this to understand how to do. So we're going to go ahead and click on events. We're going to grab the when green flag clicked block. And again, the score is going to be running through the whole game, so I want to put it in a forever loop. So I'm going to go over here to the orange control circle, grab a forever loop, and bring that over. So one of the first things we need to do is I need to set the time for my game. So we're going to go back over to variables, and we're going to grab the block that says set my variable to. Now when we did score, obviously we wanted to start with 0 at the beginning of the game. Here we're counting down. So first thing I'm going to do is set my variable to timer, and I'm going to make a 30-second game. So when the green flag's clicked, I want the timer to go to 30. If I click my green flag right here, you'll see the timer is now 30. And Sprite Cat's following me over there to make sure that I did it right. Thank you, Sprite Cat. Very helpful. All right, so we have our timer set to 30. Now we want to count down. So we're going to go over again to the controls. We're going to grab the block that says wait 1 second. Before anything happens, we want to wait 1 second. So timer, we click the green flag, timer set to 0. We wait 1 second, and then we're going to go over here to variables, and we want to change the variable, kind of like we did the score to change it to be +1. We want to change the timer to -1, okay? This will allow us to lower the score every second. So now one of the things we're going to add, under our controls, we've looked at forever loops and loop statements, which repeat things. There's also another block that is used in code constantly. It's called an if-then statement. And basically what if-then means is, let's ask a question. If this is true, then this happens, right? If you did your homework, you can go online and hang out with your friends, right? It's an if-then statement. So we're going to go over here to controls. We're going to grab the block that says if-then, and you will notice there's a little hexagon shape in there, and there'll be a reason for that in a minute. What we want to say in the game is, if the score reaches 0, end the game. So to do that, we need to go to the operators, and we need to grab the less than, bring that over, drop it in place. So if something is less than, and in this case it's going to be 1, right? When the timer gets below 1, then do something else. And again, we already know it needs to be the timer. So we go to variable, we grab the little circle timer block, drop that in. So now it says if the timer is less than 1, and what we want to do is go to controls, stop all. That ends the game. When the timer runs out, whatever your score is, that's what you have. So we'll run a little demo here just to kind of see what it does. I'm going to go ahead and click the green flag, right? Sprite Cat's out there. He's cruising along. Every time he hits the ball, the number goes up by 1. The question is, how many of these can I get? Sometimes you'll notice they do hide behind the scoreboards. So he's doing pretty good right now. But you'll see that timer on the bottom is clicking down. My score is clicking up. I could make this harder or easier by making the ball move faster, or maybe change locations every second or so. But basically at this point, once the timer hits 0, see how my mouse is moving, but Sprite Cat is where he is. I happen to get 60 points in 30 seconds. This is a great way for you to be able to add a timer to a game that you score and kind of create some sense of urgency in your game. Make sure you go ahead and follow us, like, hit that notification, subscribe. It really helps the channel. The more you guys follow me, the more I can provide more content for you guys. So I hope everybody enjoyed this. By now you should be able to start playing around with building some of your own game. Thank you for tuning in. Comment below if there is something you would like to see us add to the series. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can keep up on our latest coding and robotics videos.